Recording of the event has started, so we can start with the proceeding.
Welcome everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the 32nd annual general meeting of the Resonance Specialties Limited. I am Archana Yadav, and I welcome everyone to the board. Looking at the COVID challenges, I hope everyone is doing good and keeping safe. So it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome everyone at the annual general meeting of our company. It is already 11:35 and I'm glad to connect with all of you at this second virtual annual general meeting of the company. On behalf of the board of directors, I thank you all for taking time and joining us today. Your support and confidence in us has been there with us in these testing times and these uncertainties, and it is helping us to drive and strive to get the better and create a better value for the organization. I hope you all are safe and in good health. This meeting is being conducted through video conference as per the guidelines issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Securities and Exchange Board of India. In line with the MCA and SEBI circulars, the annual report 2021 of the company, which includes the notice of the 32nd AGM, was sent through electronic mode to those members whose email ID are registered with the company and depository. The annual report is also uploaded on the website of the company and can be accessed on the website of the BSE and CDSL as well. I wish to inform the members that in case of any technology or connectivity related challenges, if I'm unable to continue or participate in this meeting, Mr. Ashish Kataria, the whole-time director of the company, shall conduct business of this meeting. And in case he is unable to connect for again connectivity challenges, Mr. Kamal Prasad Verma, independent director of the company, would preside as a chairman and conduct business of this meeting. I would now like to introduce my other colleagues on the board who are participating in this meeting through video conference. Mr. Ajay Patadia, independent director and member of the audit committee and nomination and remuneration committee.
Sorry, I was on mute. Good morning. I am Ajay Patadia, Independent Director and member of Audit Committee, Nomination Committee and Remuneration Committee of Resonance Specialities Limited. Mr. Verma, thank you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is Kamal Prasad Verma, Independent Director and Chairman of Nomination and Remuneration Committee and member of Audit Committee. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Prashant Godha. I'm attending this meeting virtually. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Ashish Kataria, whole-time director and CEO of the company, joining this AGM virtually via Mumbai.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dwarika Agrawal. I'm a whole-time director and CFO of the company. I'm attending this AGM via video conference. Thank you.
Mr. Vimal Bhabra, representing the company's statutory auditors, Mrs. Vimal Bhabra and Company, and Mr. Saurabh Chauhan, representing Mrs. KC Jain and Company, the proposed statutory auditors to be appointed in this AGM. and Mr. Alok Khairwar, representing Messrs. Alok Khairwar and Associates, practicing company secretary, who is also appointed as a scrutinizer as well, and Ms. Meenal Bhosle, company secretary, are also attending this meeting through video conference. Participation of members through video conference is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by MCA and SEBI. We have a requisite forum present through video conference to conduct the proceedings of this meeting, and therefore I announce this meeting through video conference to be in order. Members may once again note that this annual general meeting is being held through video conference, and accordingly facility for joining this meeting through video conference is made available for members on first come first served basis. The statutory registers and other required documents are uploaded on company's website and therefore available for inspection by the members. As the AGM is held through video conference, the facility for appointment of proxies by the members is not applicable. Therefore, there is no proxy register. The company has received a request from few members to register them as speakers at the meeting. Accordingly, the floor will be kept open for these members to ask questions or express their views when announced. The moderator will facilitate this session once it is announced that the floor is open for questions and answers. It may be noted that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking the questions as well as number of questions being asked by each member depending upon the availability of time at the AGM. The company has already provided the facility to cast votes electronically on the resolutions set forth in the AGM notice from August 23, 21 to August 25, 21. Members who have not cast their votes and who are participating in this meeting will also have one more opportunity to cast their votes during this meeting through the e-voting system provided by the CDSL. Members are also requested to refer to the instructions provided in the AGM notice for seamless participation in this meeting as well as e-voting during this meeting. In case members face any technical difficulty, they may reach out on the helpline numbers given in the notice. As the notice is already circulated to the members, I take the notice convening the meeting as read. Statutory auditors, Messrs. Vimal Bhabra and Company, and secretarial auditors, Messrs. Alok Khairwar and Associates, have expressed unqualified opinion in their respective audit reports for the financial year 2021. There are no qualifications, observations, or adverse comments on financial statements or any matters that have a material bearing on the functioning of the company, and therefore they are not being read here. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you all at the 32nd annual general meeting of your company through the video conference. The director's report and the audited accounts for the year ended 31st March 21 have been with you for some time, and with your permission, I shall take it as read. The sales and the other income of the company for the financial year with the report amounted to rupees 71.87 crores as compared to 58.03 crores in the previous year, a growth of 24% year-on-year basis. So that calls for a huge, congratulations to the entire team and the company as well. The operations of the company have resulted in a net profit of rupees 10.52 crores for the financial year under the report, as compared to the net profit of 5.51 crores in the previous financial year, a growth of 91%. Your company manufactures and markets bulk drugs, and specialty chemicals such as lutein, cyanopridine, picoline, colidines, etc. Some of the products manufactured by the company are used in the manufacturing of APIs for COVID-19 care products like zinc picolinate. This has resulted in an increased demand in the local as well as global market for said products. Being manufacturers of API and specialty chemicals and hence provider of essential services and exempted from lockdown, the manufacturing facility and marketing activities of your company continued with the manufacturing and marketing operations throughout the pandemic, initially with the challenges such as shortage of manpower, availability of raw materials, packing materials, disruptions in the logistics and supply chain. The company is continuously monitoring the situation closely. The company has also taken and continued to take all the measures to comply with the guidelines issued by the local authorities from time to time to ensure the safety of its work office at the manufacturing plants and the offices. I am happy to inform you that the net total income of the company for Q1 financial year 2022 has nearly doubled and is rupees 22 crores as compared to 11 crores in Q1 of FY21. The Q1 FY22 operations have resulted in the five-fold net profit of rupees 3.40 crores as compared to the net profit of rupees 61.75 lakhs in the corresponding quarter of the previous year. Change in the promoter group shareholding. During the year under report, Messrs. Makers Laboratories Limited, acting in concert with Messrs. KG Investment Private Limited, acquired in aggregate of 62,62,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, representing 54.24% of the equity capital of the company from companies belonging to Dr. Atmabandhu Gupta and his family members, companies, promoters of the company. Pursuant to this acquisition, the acquirers made an open offer to the public shareholders of the company to acquire from them 30,01,440 equity shares of rupees 10 each at the rate of 55.50 per equity shares under the provisions of the SEBI regulations. Upon completion of this open offer process, the acquirers have become the promoters of the company and are now holding 62,62,201 equity shares of rupees 10 each, representing 54.25% of the equity capital of the company. Thus, the major promoter shareholders, Messrs. Makers Laboratories Limited, now has a de facto control over the affairs of the company and considers the company as its subsidiary. Dr. Atmabandhu Gupta family shall be reclassified as a non-promoter shareholders of the company in compliance with the SEBI regulations 2015 as amended from time to time and subject to other regulatory requirements as applicable. The approval for same from the shareholders is being obtained in this general meeting. Dividends. Your directors are pleased to recommend an equity dividend of ₹1 per share for the financial year under report. The dividend amounting to rupees 115.44 lakhs, if approved at this ensuring an annual general meeting, will be appropriated out of the profits of the year and will be paid on or before September 2021. R&D activities. The company's in-house R&D center is continuously working in the field of catalysis for fluidized bed and fixed bed catalytic reactions. The company's R&D center at Tarapur is recognized by Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, Government of India. Your company has incurred total R&D expenses of rupees 14.14 lakhs in the financial year under report as against 107.56 lakhs in the previous financial years. Thrust on the human resource development. The human resource plays an important and a pivotal role in the growth and the success of an organization. Your company has maintained cordial and harmonious relations with the employees across all the locations. During the year, your company has initiated various measures to implement strong, adaptive, and mature corporate structure, which is flexible and responsive and proactive. Before I conclude my speech, I would like to express my gratitude to my colleagues on the board for their help and guidance to the company during the year. I also wish to place on record my sincere thanks to the company's bankers, shareholders for the trust which they have reposed in the company from time to time. I must thank all the employees for their dedicated work during these testing times and for their inspiration and excellent team spirit. I'm also thankful to our customers for their ongoing confidence in the products of the company. Last but not the least, I thank you for all the trust and confidence reposed on us and sparing your valuable time for participating in this meeting. Thank you so much, everyone. Now I'm going to present the agenda items to be transacted at this AGM by one, and shall open the floor for questions on the resolutions and the operations of the company. Agenda 1, to receive, consider, and adopt the audited financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 21, together with the report of the Board of Directors and auditors thereon. I now present the audited financial statements and the reports of the Board of Directors and auditors for the financial year ended 31st March 21. Agenda number 2, appoint directors in place of Mr. Ashish Kataria, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. I announce that Mr. Ashish Kataria retires by rotation as a director at this annual general meeting and being eligible has offered himself for reappointment. It is now proposed to reappoint him as a director of the company liable to retire by rotation. Agenda number 3, to declare dividend on equity shares at ₹1 per share, that is 10% of the financial year. That is 10% for the financial year ended 31st March 21. The board has recommended dividend at the rate of ₹1 per share for the approval by the members of the company at the annual general meeting. Agenda number 4, to appoint Messrs. KC Jain and Company, Chartered Accountants, firm registration number 112318W, as the statutory auditors and fix their remuneration. I announce that it is proposed to appoint Messrs. KC Jain and Company, Chartered Accountants, as statutory auditors of the company. I read their profile. Messrs. KC Jain and Company is a partnership firm established in the year 1990, and 3 very senior partners and 10 other professional chartered accountants as partners. The audit staff of the firm reckons to around 75. While the firm has empaneled itself on 11 different statutory authorities like RBI, Indian Bank Association, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, IRDA, CBI, etc., for conducting special audits under specific laws. Agenda number 5, ratification of remuneration payable to Messrs. Poddar and Company, cost auditors of the company. Pursuant to the provisions of Section 148 of the Companies Act 2013, read with Rule 14 of the Companies Audit and Auditors Rules 2014, the remuneration of ₹1,50,000 payable to Messrs. Poddar and Company as cost auditors is to be ratified by the shareholders as mentioned in the resolution. Agenda number 6, approval for entering into related party transactions shall not exceed in aggregate amount of ₹50 crores with Vista Organics Private Limited. Pursuant to the provisions of Section 188 of the Companies Act 2013 and rules made thereunder and provisions of Regulation 23(4) of the SEBI, listing obligations and disclosure requirements 2015. Approval of the shareholders is being sought to enter into contract arrangement transactions with the related parties up to maximum amount of rupees 50 crores in any financial year provided. However, that contract transactions so carried out shall at all times be on arm's length basis and in the ordinary course of the business. Agenda number 7, authorization to borrow any sum or sums of money from time to time apart from temporary loans obtained from the company's bankers in the ordinary course of business to the extent of rupees 50 crores. Pursuant to the provisions of section 180(1)(c) of the Companies Act 2013, read with Companies Rules 2014, the consent of the members is being sought to borrow any sum or sums of money from time to time, apart from temporary loans obtained from the company's bankers in the ordinary course of business, up to the extent of rupees 50 crores, and create charge over the assets of the company for such borrowings. Agenda number 8, to consider the reclassification of shareholding of Dr. Atmabandhu Gupta and his family members' companies as the non-promoter shareholders. The company has received the letter from Dr. Atmabandhu Gupta and his family members or the companies requesting for reclassification of their shareholding from category of promoters, promoter group shareholders to public category shareholders. They are currently holding in aggregate shareholding, which constitutes 8.06% of the total paid up share capital of the company. The declarations and the representations received from them are covered in the explanatory statements to this agenda item. Having presented all the agenda items, we shall now open the floor for asking questions by the members on the resolutions and the operations of the company. We request all the members who have registered them as speakers to turn on their video when they are projected on the broadcast screen. Kindly unmute yourself. Proceed to ask your questions. We request each member to be brief and avoid repeating questions as has been the practice. The answers to all the questions raised shall be provided by the management after the member has spoken. Once you have asked your question, please mute yourself and continue to hear and watch the AGM proceedings. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I would invite those shareholders who have registered themselves as speakers in the AGM. We have our first speaker, Mr. Dinesh Kotecha. I would request the moderator to unmute Mr. Dinesh Kotecha.
Can you hear my voice? Okay. Good morning to all of you. Madam, you have nicely explained the basic details of the company. And also you mentioned that the promoters are now going to become a non-promoter entity via the resolution which has to be passed. But you forgot one thing, madam. The registered office of the address has also changed now. First of all, Goregaon, it's Kandivali. That you should have mentioned. Secondly, when I go to the balance sheet, is it a good balance sheet? Is it a better balance sheet? Is the best balance sheet? It is an okay balance sheet. Let me tell you that. Why okay? Because on the very first page, the back side, you are giving financial highlights. And half the page is empty of upper part and bottom part. You could have issued profitability ratios, liquidity ratios, ROC, RONV, number of employees, number of shareholders. So many things can be added and it can become a value-added page rather than just showing you what you have performed. Now, I'm basically not happy with so many things in the balance sheet. I would like to not attack, but ask you the first question on page 42. If you see, the auditors have made a mistake. In the disputed cases, they write various financial years, and there's a demand as per taxes. Now, this is not written as this way. Auditors have made a mistake. Let me tell you. In the ROC, you cannot write this. It will not go through a ROC. You should write the number of years. You should write what is the figure at each forum it is there, and every year wise it should be given. I'm just pointing out this mistake because it should not be repeated next year. Because now the management has changed. and with Mr. Godas coming and it is a subsidiary of Makers Lab now. So we should have written there somewhere on the very first page, resources Specialities Limited. The SIN number of the company is not mentioned at all on the first page. SIN number should be mentioned. Like you say, if I'm a chartered accountant, I say my name and such a chartered accountant. Similarly, company's name and SIN should be mentioned. It is a must now. But you are missing all these small points. That is why I'm saying the balance sheet is not okay. It needs a lot of, it needs lots of, better. It has to be bettered. Now, you said, I like the theme of the balance sheet. The new management or the new team who was there, the theme of the balance sheet is very good. Together, we can make the world a healthy place. I think this I was repeatedly telling Mr. Atma Gupta, Dr. Atma Gupta, for the last 10 years in the physical AGM, that you have got a product, you are a scientist, you can make new products and you can break through. We whatever products we are making right now are the best products in that particular category, the best in the world. Now here I would like to even point out to you that we had achieved a export of nearly 70% last year compared to the turnover. The turnover was the export was 49 crores and the turnover was 70 crores. 70% exports. And the first quarter, you have been able to achieve an export of 73%. Now here my question is, as compared to last year, 60.27% in 1920. Now my question is, what is our export percentage that we want to achieve? Do we want to achieve 80% export of the turnover? And if it is that strategy, how are we going through it? I would like to know that. In the R&D part, I would like to know how many countries we are exporting, basically, R&D API. And in those countries, which are the top 3 countries where we are exporting major of the products. I would like to analyze the balance sheet in a different way. March is gone. I was just seeing the first quarter results. Now, in the first quarter results, your revenue, as you said, has gone up by more than double, from 10 crores last year comparative to 21 crores. But it is less than only up by 3 crores compared to March results. Now, my question is, madam, the material cost is 40.46% as against 99% of March material cost. And it was 45% last year, and for the full year it is 37%. Now, what is the normal material cost that we can undertake for our further study and for our further analysis? That please let me know. Will it be less than 40% or 35 to 40% or 45 to 50%? Some range you can give us so that we can do our calculation. But the first quarter is much higher than the last quarter, consecutive quarter, but comparative quarter it is less. So that I'm happy. Other expenses. Now, other expenses forms 35.54% of the turnover, 47.65% of the turnover last quarter, consecutive quarter 38%, and then last full year 37%. Now again, why other expenses more I can understand, because in other expenses there's conversion charges. Now conversion charges makes all the difference, because that is a very heavy expenses, and that conversion charges, if you see on page 63 properly, page 63, madam. You see, conversion charges form 65.22% of the total other expenses. Now it should be shown separately, because if you show separately, then your other expenses comes down tremendously from 35% to only 12 to 13%, and that is very good. If I include conversion charges, my expense percentage is 35%. Now that is not proper. You must show conversion expense, because conversion expense form more than 50% of the total. That any expense forming more than 50% should be shown separately. So you show it separately so that a proper perspective of the financial results can be taken and understood. Again, I would like to know in the balance sheet. First of all, before I forget anything, my due regards to Mr. Dr. Atma Gupta, because he has been the founding pillar of this particular company. He has struggled for his research items, for his product innovation and all that. And I used to fight with him in the AGM. You must be knowing that. But that was a fight because I loved him. I wanted the company to show progress, which you have shown now. Our open offer was 55 rupees. And now if you see, the rate is gone to 176, 3 times. Because for the last 4 quarters now, consecutively, for the last 4 quarters, you are showing good profits, improved profits. Our debt equity ratio is low. and June positive with the June quarter, there is very good positive results that we have shown. So, madam, what is the growth plans now to take this company to first 100 crores? I would like to know that. By the first quarter results, I find that we will be reaching 85 to 90 crores, but we should be able to reach 100 crores in this particular year, 2022. And then I think with the new promoters, makers, labs, I mean, they should plan out this company in such a way that it should go the IPCA way there. And one suggestion I would like to give you, madam, here, if you take out the balance sheet page, page 44 and 45, I find that the equity is 11.54 crores. First thing you must do is, madam, we have not taken dividends for the last 4 or 5 years. You have just paid 1 rupee when your EPS has doubled from 473 to 878. You just paid 1 rupee to us. So there is a big backlog of dividends to be paid first of all. For all the years that you have skipped dividend, even if you take 1 rupee, you should pay 5 rupees to us, madam, minimum. Now, what I suggest is, don't pay the dividends of 5 rupees. Pay back the capital of 5 rupees so that our equity becomes half, 6.5. Now, if it becomes 6, then what will happen is that with the same results continuing, our EPS will be doubled. And that will be a big booster to compare our prices to compete with our parent company, IPCA Labs. Slowly. I mean, I know this is a hard task, but you have to do this particular exercise, madam. Again, I would like you to give quarterly chart also in the balance sheet. You can see the balance sheet of Navin Fluoro. Quarterly they are giving, quarterly. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Now, since our every quarter is improving, our balance sheet presentation will be much better if you do it on the very first page. Okay. Now, I would like to know, basically now, another question is that, yes, if you take out page number, give me one more minute. Page 62, 63. Page 13, 14 first, madam. Page 13, 14. Sorry. Yes. Now here, if you see on page 13, 14, you have given some in manufacturing. During the year, key capability enhancement projects were undertaken. Somewhere in the middle part of the first side. Scrubber addition to improve efficiency, DG capacity enhancement, finished goods go down extension, all that. 4-5 points are given. Now, I would like to know what is the progress of this particular enhancement that you have undertaken, and what is the expense that you incurred for that, and what is the expense to be incurred for that. These 5 particular things which you have mentioned. On page 15, madam, dividends, when you are paying 1 rupee, don't hide it at the 7th or 8th item. It should be below the financial performance immediately. Don't hide it. We are giving dividends. So what is there? We must give it at the very first page, like you have taken resolution number 2 to declare dividends. So I was just finding where is the dividend page, and then suddenly I found out on the next page. So that should not be there, madam. Page 62. Page 62, madam. Yes. Coming to your other income, madam. See, this year and last year, we had a benefit of gains on capital exchange transactions. I'm talking of note number 23, other income. We had the benefit of gains on foreign exchange transactions. We had also export benefit duty drawbacks. Now, both that, last year we had nearly 1.65 crores and this year we had 130 crores, 1.30 lakhs, sorry. Now, what is the position as on date for the first 7 months? What is our foreign exchange, whether we are making a loss, whether we are making a gain, and what is the raw material position? Since raw materials have gone up tremendously for the metal and the chemical industry, how are we going to be affected by that? Now, other than that, madam, I would like to meet all of you personally, because I don't like this type of meeting. I am sitting in my home. I have not even taken a bath today, and you people are all sitting in your offices and homes, and we are not able to see each other. Now, seeing each other is a different, experience than talking like this. So, as soon as the lockdown is over, please see that a physical meeting of some of the shareholders is kept with the key KMPs of the management of the directors, so that we can have a talk one-to-one. And above all, see, I will tell you one more thing which many of them may not be knowing. Dr. Atma Gupta was the promoter of Lupin Labs. He gave it to his brother, Deshbandhu Gupta, and he formed this company. Earlier, there was some other name, some polymer's name was there, then it was Resonance. So I would like, basically that write something about Atma Gupta in the balance sheet. About when it was founded, what was the journey of this company from beginning till today. Something if you write as a respect, I will be very happy about it. I'll be very happy about it. And madam, wish you all the best, and all the company, I mean, all the directors and KMPs and our Dwarka Agrawal ji. I hope you are all well, and keep it up to Minal Bosle, everybody. I received the balance sheet in time and sufficient time to go through the balance sheet. It was but some improvements are required, madam, in the balance sheet. You cannot take it lightly. Now it should be a good corporate disclosure now from next year onwards. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kotecha. Now, I would request our speaker number 2, Mrs. Lekha Shah, to carry forward the meeting.
Hello, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Respected Chairperson, ma'am, Board of Directors, and my fellow members, good morning to all of you. Myself, Lekha Shah from Mumbai. First of all, I would like to say I am very much thankful to my favorite and beautiful Company Secretary Minal ma'am for sending me AGM notice well in time in such a difficult situation. This is full of knowledge, fact and figures in place. So I am very grateful to our Company Secretary, Mrs. Minal ma'am. Ma'am, times are tough and unpredictable currently. I am sure that our company's ability to deliver to growth and increase to shareholders' value in the company has been demonstrated this year. Madam, I would thank to all personnel of company for receiving awards and recognition by the various plan during this 2021. And also, I am happy the company is doing very well in the field of CSR activities. Ma'am, I am happy to see all the good deeds you have done during this difficult time. I pray to God that He always shower His blessing upon you. Madam, I would like to ask few questions. My first question is, has there been any impact of COVID second wave on the company operations? My second question is, how is our company operating? Are we operating from home or they are working from the office? My third question is, all our employees vaccinated against COVID-19? My fourth question is, how many of our employees were affected by COVID-19? So I would like to say, I strongly propose all the resolutions for today's meeting and my best wishes always our company and its prosperity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mrs. Shah. Now we would move on to our next speaker, Mr. Bimal Agrawal. I would request the moderator to unmute him.
Mr. Bimal is not present in the meeting.
All right. Since Mr. Bimal Agrawal is not able to join the meeting, we will move on to the next speaker, Mr. Ashok B. Jain. The moderator is requested to unmute him.
Hello. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Sir, I want to know the total installed capacity of pyridine and tips in tons per annum as on 31st March 2021. Sir, in 2020-21, what was our capacity utilization approximately? A third question. Sir, we reported almost 100% growth in PBT and PAT on just 24% growth as reported by Chairperson now in the total income. I request you to give the breakup of volume increase in 2021 versus 1920 and price increase we got in 2021 versus 1920. Volume increase and price increase in 2021 versus 1920. So do we have any plans to increase our capacities as our competitors like Jubilant operate on a very large capacity and there is a market for the same? And my last question, sir, how we are planning to source our raw materials as it is getting more and more challenging. And thanks and for presenting the good set of numbers, and congratulations and best of luck for the rest of the year. Thank you so much.
So much, Mr. Jain. Request Mr. SP Besania ask his queries. Request Mr. Moderator, if he is there, present.
Can you repeat the name of the next speaker?
Mr. SP Besania.
Yeah, sir can speak.
Madam, can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Okay, madam, I'm Aspi from Bombay. At the outset, I congratulate the management on very good results. And I also am pleased to see Mr. Prashant Goda in the meeting, although he can't see me. Madam, what was the reason for the first quarter being so good, excellent rather? And can we expect the same trend to continue in future also? What are the plans of the new promoter? About the targets, like how much target of sales or target of profits and all that? Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Besania. With this, we conclude with all the questions from the speakers. Now, I would request Mr. Dwarka Agrawal and Mrs. Archana Madam and Ashish Sir to answer to the queries.
Thank you, Minal. Thank you, Minal, for taking up the questions, and my heartiest thanks to Mr. Kotecha for bringing out such, valuable suggestions to the company. All your points have been noted, and believe me, this all will be taken care in the coming time. As far as the vaccination requirements raised by Ms. Lekha Shah is there, see, our manufacturing sites have been working throughout the pandemic. We have not been, affected by the lockdown. Most of the employees have been vaccinated. Company has been taking the efforts to get almost all the employees to be vaccinated. Vaccination camps are done at the company's establishments itself. Mr. Ashok Jain, your questions have been taken care. I will ask Mr. Dwarika Agarwal and Mr. Ashish Kataria to respond to the required questions. And Mr. SP Busania sir also, your questions have been noted and we'll take it up. So I'll over to Mr. Dwarika Agarwal.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank to all the shareholder for giving the precious time to our AGM and to participate in the AGM. And also thankful to Mr. Dinesh Kotecha for asking such questions so that we can improve our balance sheet in the next time. Definitely, we would taking care of all the suggestion given by him to improve our quality of balance sheet. And the question asked that for the growth of the company. So we are exploring the geographical market and as well as export and local market to improve our sales and to increase our customer base so that we definitely grow as compared to last year in this current financial year. And one more question asked for the availability of the raw material, Mr. Ashok Jain. Yes, the raw material is available for local and import market. So there is not a problem for getting the raw material for the manufacturing. And the capacity utilization, yes, we are trying to utilize maximum capacity during the year so that we can achieve the turnover which shareholder wants in the next AGM. And I would like to Mr. Ashish Kataria to ask the rest of the question to answer.
I thank everybody present here, and a special thanks to all the shareholders for being present at the AGM of your company. There are, queries raised by the shareholders. I like to thank them because along with the queries came a lot of valuable suggestions. We will incorporate all the suggestions in the upcoming time. I'll take the questions one by one. First by Mr. Kotecha. He specifically asked about the export figures. The company is continuously focusing on the current product mix to be, reached out to the entire geography that is available to the company. And we will definitely try to increase our current, customer base with the product offerings we have. You asked about the projects in the manufacturing that we have taken up for the financial year and the status. There are 7 projects which are listed out of which 6 projects have been completed and capitalized, and we have specifically mentioned that one of the projects will be taken in the next financial year. All the projects have expenses less than 1 crore except the ZLT implementation being the zero liquid discharge unit now. Second, I'll thank Mrs. Shah to support us in the time of COVID. And yes, ma'am has rightly said that we have elaborated our vaccination drive at offices in the manufacturing places. Mr. Jain asked about the installed capacity. We have sufficient amount of capacity at our plants, to cater the product offering we have by the optimum product mix. Capacities will be driven as per the market requirements and time to come. Yes, and at the end of my answers, a special thank as Koteja sir mentioned that Dr. Saab has given this management to able hands looking at the long-term perspective. So the motto was to amplify the vision of the specialty chemical space that we are operating in. And the forecast was, not only just limited to 5 years, but persistent growth over decades to come. So that was, the decision behind it. Yeah, the strong support system we are experiencing with the new management has shown us that with the ambitious engine, the wagons are, getting modernized and automated. Okay, so thank you all of you.
So thank you, Ashish ji and Dwarika ji, for the answers. and also sharing about the vision of the company. And Mr. Koteja, be assured, Dr. Atmagupta has been a mentor to most of us, and he is, always, a guiding light for many of us. Many times we when we are stuck in something, we always think what Dr. Gupta would have done in such a situation. So we will definitely, try to inculcate the suggestions provided by you. And believe me, most of the suggestions are definitely a welcome suggestions. And since company is about young team, striving hard to make, in the tough pharma market, definitely will be able to, match up to the expectations of all the shareholders. Taking ahead the meeting, the questions has been already discussed. I hope the questions has been answered to the expectations of the shareholders. I now propose the members to note that the e-voting of the CDSL platform will continue to be available for next 15 minutes and shall close for voting thereafter. Therefore, members who have not casted their vote are requested to do so now. The Board of Directors appointed Mr. Alok Kherwar of Messrs. Alok Kherwar and Associates, practicing company secretaries, as a scrutinizer to supervise the e-voting process. Further, I hereby authorize Ms. Meenal Bhosle, Company Secretary, to declare the results of the voting and file the same with the BSE, and also place the results on the website of the company at the earliest. The resolutions as set forth in the notice shall be deemed to be passed today, subject to receipt of the requisite number of votes in the e-voting. I once again wholeheartedly thank everyone for attending this AGM and hereby declare the proceedings of the AGM, 32nd AGM, as closed. Thank you, everyone. Good day. Thank you, everyone. We can leave for the.
Thank you, ma'am. With this, we can conclude with the meeting.